Okay, so we have this section, that section, this one done, right? And then this one also what? Done. So when we pick up our design, you can see we have this section and then that section here. Good. So now that we are through with it, let me separate that side from the rest. Okay, just for teaching sake, that is why I'm separating it. So we are going to deal with this header 1. You get it? So we'll come to our CSS. We need to write to our HTML and our body to remove all margins and all paddings, right? So margin what? 0, and then the padding what? 0, and then you can come here to target all elements, right? You see box sizing, border what? Box. Maybe we can replicate these things here to remove every kind of unwanted spacing from it. So let's open it. Okay, so we have these ones there, right? We have these guys and these guys. We need to separate these ones from these ones. You get it? But so to know our structure very well, we need to target our main header, right? Let's target all the headers. Let's target all the headers, right? And then give it a border 1 pixel solid. Good. We are targeting not only this one also. So we'll come here and let's put header 2 here. H2, okay, and let's put H3 so that we can identify it well. You get it? Now when we come to our browser, we can see our H1, H2, and then watch H3. Now we are dealing with this guy, right? So but we would, if you look at our design very well, we would have some that goes this way and some that goes that way, and then some that goes only what? This way. I hope you get it very well. So for that matter, we would still make use of this headers, okay, unless maybe we are doing something special to header 1. That one we can use the ID here. You see the colors are a little bit different if you look at the grading. You get it? And that's why we can target it, though we have a simple way to do it without having to give it IDs. You get it? Later on I'll teach you that. Get it? So we'll come here, then we'll tell all of them to display what? Flex. So all of them should display flex, and then they display flex. You get it? We want to remove the bulletin. Okay, they have bulletin. We want to remove those bulletin from it. So we'll come here, and then we say let's type to be what? None. Alright, good. Now we'll come here. It didn't remove. Let's come back. Okay, we cannot target it directly like that. We need to target the URLs. You get it? So we can see inside the headers there are what? URLs. You get it? Then we can do this. I hope you understand. But so when we come here, it's being what? Removed. But we need to separate these ones. We need to separate this one to the other one. So it means we need to we need to open them, right? Now if you look at that design very clearly, you can see there is one that is in the middle. Isn't it? You can see the one in that is in the middle. So if you want this one to also obey the rest, okay, we can make use of the flex that will actually space them evenly. I hope you get it. So something like you come here, the headers, then you see justify content as what? Center, right? It will put all elements in the middle, exactly in the middle. You get it? Like not exactly, but you see how it is. At least it will be on the edge, okay. But we don't want this. I hope you get it. We want them to separate. So we'll come here and then say justify content of space what? Evenly. So when we say space evenly, you see what is happening. But this is the case. We don't want this space. We don't want that space. Get it? According to our design, that is not how it is supposed to be. So it means we should neglect the spacing between and then use space what between. I hope you get it. Like this, so that we can have on one side, on our side. Now inside our design, we have some space in here, some margin here. On your distance is very broad, so I'm going to, though in the design I didn't make it broad, but I'm going to make it broad. You get it? It's big, it's very huge, so I'm going to make it broad inside our quotes. So what I'll do is, it is margin. I hope you get it. They are margins. But we can see there, if you look at the headers very well, if you look at the headers, you can see there is no margin in the headers, but there's paddings. These are paddings. You get it? These are internal spacing. Good. So we can do this inside the padding, the headers, right? You can say padding, then auto for the top, but we don't want to do that, so we'll say 0. Okay, means the top of all those paddings should be 0. Good. But we want the sides to squeeze in like your own. We want the sides to squeeze in. The last time we learned that when we specify two values in a padding or a margin, okay, it affects the top and then what, the bottom. Good. So we want to specify two values. The 0 will affect the top and the bottom, right? And then we'll write another one that will affect the sides, you get it, of the pattern. So we'll go about rem. Okay, we'll talk about rem, but let's go about rem. Let's use about 5 rem like this. Okay, and then we'll come here. You can see that pushed. You can see clearly. Let's increase the rem to make it about let's say 10 rem. And see, this will be very big. You get it? We use 10 what rem. Alternatively, we can say about 50 pixels. Okay, that all margins should get about 50 pixels, but 50 pixels is very small. You get it? So we can specify something else. What if we make it auto? Let's say auto. Okay, let's see what happens. Nothing happened. You get it? So it means we need to put it there. So let's say 10 rem. You get it? To create that internal spacing. Good. Now we have it. Now we can see that this guy is on top of the other. This guy is also on top of the other, but we want it to be inline according to our design. They are inline. This is also what inline. So it means we need to let them also display what flex. So we are going to target this one and tell this girl, this guy to say flex, and then we'll after flexing, we can come back to our design and you can see they are all what inline, but we want to separate them. You get it? But you see, one advantage for us is that you see this is a list. These are all LIs. These are all LIs. So there's no need for us to write a different LI and a different LI, a different code for LI and a different code for LI. Just one LI will affect all of them. Good. So we'll come here and then we'll say inside of our headers, okay, we have what? A UL. Inside of the UL we have what? LI. So it's going to look for all the ULs here, and then they are what? LIs. Good. So let's give them a border 1 pixel solid. We'll remove all the border 1 pixel solid. Okay, and then let's see what happened. All of them were being what? Affected. You can see it. Now let's create spacing among them. So it means we can't give them margin or padding, right? Okay, so directly let us give them a margin, okay, around, but let's give them a margin of about 10 pixels. Okay, we can say 1 rem or 1 m like this. Let's use 1 rem. Okay, now I'll talk to you about this thing vividly as a whole thing on this one. It's also another unit for sometimes it's very good when you use it for responsiveness, like it's adjusting itself. You get it? I can, instead of 1 rem or 1 m, I can say 10 pixels. Okay, though it's not always equivalent. So you can see the spacing. Have you seen it? Good. Now we can remove the boxes. Yeah, we can remove the border around it. But let's give the color. Okay, let's give color to header 1. Get it? So let's remove this. Alright, and when we come here, we will see what is there. Good. So now let's reduce the one rem. Okay, let's reduce it to like 0.5. Okay, and at least it's good, so that it becomes what? Small. Good. Now we can come back to target our header 1. That is an ID, right? Header 1 like this, and we can give it a background color. But we've already given it colors here in our design. We can come and pick up the hexadecimal code here, this one. You get it? So we just pick it like this. You copy, then you come here, and then you do hash, then you paste. We'll give you the hexadecimal. You get it? You see, you come here, you can see it there. You get it? Now our texts are missing, so we need to give them what? Color. Good. So we'll come here, and then we specify the color to be what? Hash FFF white. Did I teach you this? Yes. Good. So we'll come here, and then default 10. The kind of font style is not nice. You get it? So let's change the font style. That means that we are changing the font what? Family. Good. So we'll come to the top here, and then say font family to be sans serif. Okay, let's choose that one, and we'll come, and then that have changed. At least it is much appealing. You get it? Now we are done with the first header. Right?
There are some spaces.
Yeah, the space on top is the border. Remember, we said whatever color you give to the text, it will also affect the border. You get it? Now when I come back and I remove this border at the headers, right, and I save it, we'll come here, we can see it's all gone. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Good. So let's put it back, because we are going to be working on other ones, these ones, right? Now the second header, that is this, according to the design, we're supposed to get a logo here called electro, right? And then we are going to have a search box here, and something here, right? Good. Yeah, but we are not going to do that one. Do you want us to do that one? I'm going to do only this one. You get it? And then now even this one, it will be like this, because it's going to take a whole lot of CSS. Yeah, and then I don't want to fill your brains with a lot of CSS. I want you to have at least the basic ones. You get it? Then as time goes on, you progress. So I'm going to even make it like this. You get it? I hope you get it. I'm going to make it like I'm going to separate them. But these two will be on the same point. And then these two also be on the same point. These two will be on the same point. It means we can have this wouldn't be an li. Okay, this cannot be we shouldn't make this an li. But we can make this what? A div. This one to another what? Div. And then this to another what? Div. You get it? But this one we can make it li's. I hope you get it. Good. So we pick up the H2. Please, I hope you're not confused. Okay. If you want me to pause, I'll pause. So we'll pick up header 2. Header 2, we know we have 3 elements going inside. So the first one will be our div for what? Logo, right? That is electro dot, and then here we'll give it an ID of what? Logo, right? And then what again? We have the search, right? So we create a div, and we'll call it search, and we'll give it a class of what? Search box, like this. Then inside our search box, we need to put an input there. You get like this, input as a text. Okay, type as what? Text, like this. Good. And then you see there's something here inside. You can inside your we can have something like search here inside of this input here. You can have something like this here, right? You can have something like this here. You get it? Now we call it placeholder. We call this what? A placeholder. You get it? So in order to specify placeholder, this is how we do it. The type, you give it an attribute type as what? Text. Then space, you specify placeholder like this. Then you can see search here or search. Let's make it much simpler. You get it like this. So when we come here, we'll see search. Have you seen it? It doesn't become part, but it's showing there. We can design the placeholder. Okay, we'll get there. But let's add the last element, right? So the adding the last element will be what? This will be a UL, UL, right? For this one, the list of items for menu. You get it? So we can say UL, then LI, right?
Yeah.
But if we don't want to do that, we want to use the, we can use the. I hope you get it. But let's use UL and UI. Get it? So we say wish what list, and then later on we'll make use of the icons. You see those icons that you're seeing there, yeah. And then the last one is what? Cart. All right, you get it. Now when we come here, we can see it have separated them exactly. This one is here, this one is also in the middle, and then this one is also on the other side. But you know, we shouldn't forget this one has an input and a button. I hope you get it. But we can leave it. We can leave it. We'll just make it an input. You get it. So now let's design this one also well. This one has a huge font size. You get it. And then these ones are very little, but this one too is very big. Right. So let's target 1, 2, and then 3. But you know, because inside the headers, okay, inside the headers, we targeted UL to display flex, whatever. It affected this one also. So it means we wouldn't have to waste time working on it. That is why we make a generalized thing. You get it? It means the third one too, we can do it. Right? We can just put the things in it and it will work automatically. You get it? This one. When we come here, this is the third one, right? And then we see UL, LI, home, right? And then what again?
Hot deals. I like deals.
Is it?
Hot deals.
Okay, what deals?
Category.
Category. And what again?
Laptops.
Laptops.
Smartphones.
Smartphones. It's okay. Let's pick up to this point. Okay. Smartphones. I guess that is it, right? Okay. So automatically, okay, it actually works it out for us. I hope we get it. But is it there's spacing here? There's spacing because of what we did here. So definitely we can make use of H3. Sorry, the header 3. We can do some editing there. You get it? But let's leave it like that and let's focus on this one, the header 2. Okay. So now we come to header 2. We need to target header 2 like this, header 2, right? Good. And then let's give header 2 a background. Let's give it this kind of but we'll change this one, right? And we need to pick it up from here. It's black. You get it? So we'll change this one to 000. Remember? Good. So we'll come to our design and we can see the two different colors. Good. Now we need to increase our logo's size. Look at our logo here. We are now here, so let's don't do this. Well, don't be giving the spaces. I'm just trying to explain things to you. We've gotten here. You get it? Now we are targeting logo, right? So we'll come here and we'll say hash, then logo. I can get me. Then we are going to increase the font size of logo. You get it? So we can increase the font size to about 3 rem or 2 rem or anything. This is going to be very big. You can see it. It's going to be big as we wanted it, but let's reduce it a bit. Get it? Let's reduce it a bit to about 2.5 rem, right? And then let's see. I think this is okay. Good. Now we can do something about this guy. Let's say something small. It means we would have to separate the dots. Okay, we'll put it in a span like this. We will create a span, and then we'll give this a div, an ID of should I give it a no? Let's give it sub. Do you know the meaning of sub? What is that? Subscript. You know we have superscript like this. Let me open Paint application. So we have 2 superscript 2. This is how it is. But when we say 2 subscript 2, this is how it becomes. So that's why we are making use of the subscript. Get it? So you can have like let's say a box here, and you can have another box where something here. You get it? Good. Okay, so let's use the subscript. Okay, and then let's target it. We can choose to target, we can choose not to target it, because that is the only subscript we are going to use. So we are not going to use and give it an ID or whatever. So this is what we can do. We can say sub like this directly. How we get it? Then we can say color, sorry, background color, right? So background color to be what? Red. Good. And let's see if it is so. We are not seeing it, right? And let's give it a padding of about let's say 3 pixels. Let's see if it works. You get it? And you see this box. We don't want it to be what box. We want it to be what circle. So we can use border what radius like this. Border radius to about 100%. And let's see if it is true. Oh, put it that way. It didn't. So instead of doing this, okay, sorry, instead of doing this, let's make use of those HTML special effects, like so special characters. Okay, like the hex, let's mark code for circle, those kind of circle thing. Okay, so let's still maintain the subscript, but let's come here. Let me search for HTML hexadecimal. I'm coming. Do you have, is your internet connection active? So HTML hex code for circle, that is what I'm looking for right now. That will be much simpler and better. I don't know, let me see if I can find ways to get it. So let me see ampersand circle. Okay, I think I can get something like this. Oh, let me see if it is working. Not this guy. Okay, I get something here. So it's hash 9711. I think this is it all. Let me move the border radius 100 pixels from there. Okay, and then let's take the pixels out. is it that way? Let me take also this one out and let's see. Okay. I want it to be filled. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be like this. Okay, I've seen something like I don't know if this will also work out. U plus 2. Oh, where did this guy move to? 2 B 2 4. No. No. Is your this thing coming? The internet connection. Let me try this and see. 9899. Let me try this also and see. Okay. This is working. 9899 is working. So let's say background color to be what? Red, right? It's not even responding. So let's say color red, and let's see. It didn't mind. Let's say important. Let's force it to see. Still didn't mind. Let me see if I can. Okay, so let's change it. You see how you should always be referencing. Because you cannot keep all these hex codes in your mind. But if you know it, worked, you get it. So we make use of sub here, but we need to reduce the size. You get it? Yeah. So we forced it though. I think if we remove the important that I placed there is used to force a color. You get it? So what we can do now is to make the sub small, right? So we can, let's say this will affect it. Let's say font size. Okay. Let's say 4 pixels. Let's see if it will affect it. Yeah, it will affect it. So let's come back and then make it 10 pixels, and then let's increase it more, 30 pixels. So you see font size is affecting it. No, we want it to be much smaller, right? So 20. I think maybe 15 pixels. I think this is okay, right? So we have this electro here, and let's remove the sub and then let's make a span. Okay, span. Let's come here and let's make it also span, and then we'll come here to change the span. The reason why I don't want it to be, it's actually going below the text. I don't want it to go below the text. So I think this is original, what we are actually looking for. So if you look at the design, this is what we are actually looking for. All right, good. So we've made it. That is the source code here, and that is the view here. You see, like with web development, if you know CSS, you can do a lot of things. Now it's left with this guy, right? This particular guy. So let's target that particular guy and everything in it. You get it? So it means we are going to target that input. We need to give the input an ID. Okay, it is very important. So we're going to put an ID of what? Search. Okay, so we'll come here and then say hash what? Search. Then we can target what? The pattern. Okay, we can give it more pattern. You can see we're giving it a pattern of 1M or 1 rem. Any way you're going to give it. Okay, it becomes big. You get it? But let's reduce it a bit. Let's make it M and see if it will reduce more. I didn't mind, so let's reduce it to about let's use pixels. Okay, so let's say 20 pixels. Hey, 20 pixels is really big. Let's make it 10 pixels. Okay, this is much. Okay, right, but we want it to be long, right? We want it to be long, so practically we can give it a width of about 30%, and let's try to see around. No, 30% is very small. Let's make it like 100% will become very big. Oh no. Let's make it about 10 rem, right? Okay, let's increase it 50 rem. I think this is okay, right? Okay, I'm not saying this is a practical way of making it, but I'll teach you how to actually make it better in a way. I get it. Now we need to push this guy, the placeholder, to somewhere. I want to move it from the point. You get it? So we want to move. We don't want it to be typing exactly at the edge. We want it to maybe start from somewhere here. You get it? Okay, so we can actually target, and then you see the placeholder is very thin, it's fit. We can do changes to it. So what we can do is we can target search. Okay, and then in targeting the placeholder, this is what we do: double what column, then we can say place what holder. Getting, then we can say padding. Okay, padding what left, yeah, padding left, right, to be about like 20 pixels from the edge. You get it? And when we come here, you can see it are moved. That is the placeholder alone, not our text. The placeholder have moved 20 pixels from there. You get it? So there are more effects to this that you can do, like search, and if you do this, you can get a lot of them here. You see there's marker, so I can see marker. You get to know what is marker, and let's say color. Let's say let's make it chocolate, right? Now we'll come here and we can see nothing is showing though, but there are more effects to it. Let's go straight to the point, and then let's remove this. We don't want the border. You see there's a border around it. It's not looking nice, so we want to say border what? None. Now when we say border none, that is what happens. This my machine is beginning to run slow. You see what happens? You see when it's on active, there is now nothing around it. You get it? So we'll then say border what? Radius. You remember?
Yeah.
30 pixels or about 30 pixels or about 10 rem or any other way you go about it. My machine is running slow, so I don't know why. Let's change the border radius to about 2 rem. This thing is, let me restart it again. Okay, it's not affecting it. So let me come here and then it's supposed to affect it. I don't know why it is not even affecting it. Okay, so let's go straight to the point. Let me, now there's spacing here. There is some kind of spacing. This is hanging. We don't want it hanging. We want them to all be equal. That is the alignment, right? So we will target header 3, right? So header 3. No, is it header 2? That is header 2. Header 2. See, header 2.
Okay.
So come here, then we'll display flex, right? But without displaying flex, we cannot. I hope you understand me. It won't work. We won't be able to align it. So then I say align items what? Center. You see that place all items in the center. Now we need to create margin. We need to create an internal pattern for the main header, right? So come to header 3, header 2, then say pattern about 1 rem, okay? And when we see, it will open it up. Now when we did that, you see what happened? It overwrites. This is not overflow, it will overwrite the first one. So it means we should leave that one alone. And then we can actually redo this. You get it? We can redo this. If you don't want to be writing separate stuff, this is what happens. Look at it. This is a div. This is a div. Okay. All divs here. And we can target all the divs inside what? Header 2. And then the URL inside header 2 to give it the pattern 1 word rem. But if we don't want to waste time, we can just do this one. Where is it? We can just copy this. Okay. And then we'll come here, right? And then we'll paste it here. I hope you are getting me right. And it will fix the problem. I hope you get it. And it puts it there. I hope you are seeing it. Good. But still we still want space. We still want space, right? So it means for this guy we need to what? Also increase that one. I hope you are getting me right. But we cannot give the 1 rem. So it means only that one, the pattern and the margin, the pattern for the top and bottom. We see the spacing. You get it?
Yeah.
Good. So now it's time for this guy. This guy is almost half done. We just have to increase the pattern. That is the top, right? So we just have to come here and then we'll do this. Header 3, right? Good. And then we'll give it a pattern. The pattern that we copied, but the top and bottom. So 1 rem, right? And then 10 word. 10 word rem. I hope you get it. And it's true. We are through with it. You see, it's still in line. You can get it now. You get it now. Now the only effect here is that we can remove all borders here. You see, on active, you see what it comes. We can remove that. We don't want it to highlight like that. And this is important. We need to force it. So let's see if we can force it. Important. And let's see if we can force it. It didn't even mind us, but I know. Important. Let me force it on certain things and see. Okay, it's out though. So let's remove them. And let's remove this one also. Yet let's see. On active. Okay, so search, right? Inside search. Oh, you know why we are facing a problem? We were actually giving border none to the placeholder instead of what? The input. I hope you get it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be here. You get it? So that we can have something like this. I hope you get it. Yeah, that is why it wasn't coming. That's why it wasn't coming. So if you want to remove that highlighting stuff, we can still do much and then in seeing it. We'll search on active. Okay. Border should be what? None. And when we do that, it's still doing what it wants to do. I don't know why, but let's forget about that guy. Okay. We'll work on that later. Input and input and input. I don't want to waste time. We've already spent about getting to an hour. The video is becoming long. Okay, so now we have this working, right? We have this and that. Now let's remove everything. Okay, and then let's create a shadow for this guy. So we'll come to the very top and then remove all border 1 pixel. So you get it, and everything is through. But we need to do this one, right? And then this guy, you get it.
Like he's something if you remove it from there.
Yeah, we'll do it. So let's create a shadow first, right? So that is header 3. So box shadow, 0 pixels. You get it. Box shadow 0 pixels. Let's see, another 0 pixels here, and then maybe let's give this guy 2 pixels, and then maybe 5 pixels. Then the color, let's say gray. Let's give it this color and see. Maybe probably this is too deep, it's too dark, right?
Yeah.
So is it what I did? Let's reduce this to about 3, and let's see. And then the color, let's reduce it to about this guy. This is a bit, let's make this one about 2, right? And then the color still should getting close to this one. I think this is okay. You see how I've done it? Okay. Box shadow 0, 2, 2. To just put it at the bottom. You get it. Then you specify the color. You get it. So we are done with that one. Now it's left with this one on hover. Okay. Now it means we need to change all these guys to links. How we get it? Then we can do some quick effects. So let's change all of them to links. Okay. So I'll just target these ones, and then you'll create space here, and these ones will take us nowhere. We don't want it to load to anybody anywhere, so we'll just put hash throughout. It means it's not in use. You get it? Then we can space these guys out, and then come and copy those. We can copy, and then we'll paste them here, and then let's copy this one. I don't want to be typing. I'm very lazy. We just can copy. Okay, so it's left with this guy. This guy alone. Right. So we have our links in our li. I hope you can see it clearly. Now automatically all of them will turn into hyperlinks, blue throughout. We don't want that. You get it? So let's target. That is in header 3, right? So do hash header 3 link anchor. You get it? Then we say these are all styling. So we say text decoration none. So it will remove all the underalignment. See, you see nothing is there anymore. Good. Then the first one, we want home to be active. Okay, so we can say active. Is it there? Okay, so let's, oh shit, did I open something? So let's come here and let's put something under, right? So box, oh, sorry, border bottom. Okay, border bottom should be, let's say 1 pixel. It should be what? Solid. And the color, when we hover on it, it should be what? Red, right? So let's come here and then let's check it out whether it worked. You can see it's working. Good. But there's no space. You need to give them spacing, right? So we'll come here and then we see padding bottom. You get it? This is about like say 2 pixels or something. Not something big. You get it? Let me give it about 4 pixels. I think this is moderate. Get it? Good. Now we want this to happen. Okay, only when these two to happen. Only when we hover. I hope you get it. Or only when it is active. You get it? Good. So we'll come here and then we'll come below. Then like header 3 on hot hover. And then the color, what should the color be? Red. So color red. Now when you come here, now you see what is happening. You can see it is not, instead of it affecting the hyperlinks up. Good. That is not what we want. So we need to target the A. I hope you get it. Inside header 3 there's what? A. Good. That is where we can actually have that perfect what? Div. You get it? We can even add transitions to it, to delay. So you can say transition or 2 seconds, 2 milliseconds. It should be linear. You see? Have you seen the animation? It's like it's dropping slowly. Let me see this one, how it works.
Sorry.
This one is coming from this one. Sorry.
See if it's loading.
Yeah.
But this one is good.
There are a lot of them you can add. You can add ease in. Ease in. There's more ease in. There's ease out and in and a whole lot. You get it? Now we need to put on active, right? We need to do one for active. So on active, okay, on active, it should be red. It should be, you get it? So let's see, and then refresh. Is it? But we've not active. Let's see. check something out. Oh, but it seems I double. It's not good to. You see, if you look at something here. What is here is what is already what here. You don't want to be doing that. I hope you get it. So there is a need. If it is possible, you can just bring this guy, and add comma. We'll do the work of this one also, so that we don't have double what quotes. You get it? Yeah. It will still work for this, but I'm looking for the active. I don't know why the active is not showing that way. Let me check refer. Let me refer. By the way, I hope you understand everything. Let me stop this one.